Hi everybody, today I'm, okay. Wow, okay. Today I'm going to show you how to make some of these fabric carrots. I'm apologizing in advance because when I was filming this, and also currently, I am going through one of the most inflammation flare-ups I've ever had. Don't know what's going on. An incredible amounts of pain. Had no business filming this. It's not the best because I'm off camera a lot, but I'm going to tell you how to do it anyway. I made this template so where I could fit 3 of them on a sheet of felt. It was about, what is that, 4 by 3? No, 9 by 4 because the felt is 9 by 12. This is pumpkin spice felt that I got from Walmart when it was on clearance, 15 cents. They don't sell this color anymore, but any kind of felt will do. I prefer the cheaper felt because once these are done, they look more like wool than that higher quality felt that you would get at Hobby Lobby or Joann's or something like that. And this is a piece of olive colored felt that I got from crateforless.com. It's 4.5 by 4 for the tops. And there are 2 versions of this. There's one that's made all with glue because I know, you know, people. And then there's one that's sewn. You can make the sewn one, you can make the no sew one, you can combine them, which is probably, I think, the best option. So all I'm doing with these tops is I'm cutting this like it's a square, but it's, you know, one side's like a ½ inch longer. So it's basically a rectangle square, very close. No need to be precise. I'm turning that into a tassel, cut it up, fold it in half, fold it in thirds, and you're done. So say cutting it up. And then I'm gonna glue it in half. And then glue it in thirds. I was rolling these in the beginning, but then I was like, there's no reason for me to roll it. Let me just fold it and fold it and fold it. Like, that's better. So if you're gonna make the glue gun version of this, all you need to do is make sure that you have a glue that has a really nice precision nozzle on it. And when you put it together, make sure that you're pressing from the inside out. So if there's any excess glue that's gonna push out or seep out or whatever, it's going to the outside. You don't want that going to the inside. See how I'm pushing? There you go. That's a good example. And then once that's done, for a little extra security, I added the glue to the seam. This is still inside out. We're gonna turn this. We're gonna try. And that's just gonna reinforce that a little bit. And I'm just putting a little bit down and then going over with the tip of the glue gun to kind of melt it in. Because you want to try to not make this seam bulky, but it's glue, so it's hard to. And my hands were not working this day. That is a theme of things not working for me and during this video and for the past couple days, but you just want to flip this inside out and do the best you can. You have like a I usually use my bone folder, which is MIA, so I'm just using a unsharpened, well, it's sharpened, but it's very dull pencil. And then I'm going to roll the seam to make sure that it's all opened up. And so you have a carrot here, and there's some glue showing. That might not bother you. That might be perfect for you. Maybe like, why would I have to go through all this sewing? So if it doesn't bother you, this is a great option for you. It's a lot faster. It's easier. You know, you need to make 20 carrots, you can make them in an afternoon. And to fill these, I am using some plastic bags. I know you can recycle these, but keeping them for myself and putting them in carrots is cheaper than buying polyfill. So, you want to fill them with polyfill, you want to fill them with plastic bags. Plastic bags, cheapest because they're free. Polyfill was really nice. I was just using a lot because I wanted them to be stuffed very firm. And the way I'm starting these is I'm just making like a little round section at the bottom and shoving that into the tip of the carrot because you don't want like a hollow tip. So I shoved it in there best as I can, poked it down with the pencil, got it in there really pretty solid. I mean, you don't have to go crazy, but I wanted them to be able to like stand up on their own. And now I'm just gluing this top edge down to make a finished edge. Just little by little. Now I'm re-gluing these because somehow they both popped open. Now I'm going to put some glue in the back and glue the top in. Hold it until it sets, and then glue the front to the back like that. You just kind of go north, south, east, west. Y'all have heard me say that 100 times. Like, I'm just trying to get this in here, and you kind of pleat it up, and it doesn't look great. If you like the way it looks, and that's fine with you, you can leave it like that. I left them like that because I knew I was going to go back and sew this one even after it was glued. If you want, you can take some twine and just wrap it around the top to finish it a little bit more if you don't like that pleated look. It's up to you. I mean, it's a carrot. So here's one that's sewn, and here's one that's glued. The sewn top looks better. The seams on the sewn one looks better. It's up to you. So now I have the next two. This is going to be the sewn option. And I'm just starting off with a matching thread, and I am running a basting stitch. It's a running stitch, but it's kind of too big to actually secure anything nicely. I'm going around the bottom here and just doing your basic running stitch. If you need any more information about these stitches, I have a video that I'll try to link. Then I'm tying off at the end right there. And these stitches are pretty big. Like when I turn this inside out, you're gonna be like, that looks terrible. But I know what I'm doing. I'm an expert carrotologist. So flipping it out again, this one for some reason went a lot easier, and I think it's because the seam is not as firm as when it's covered with glue. So I've turned it inside out. Gonna make a little ball of stuffing out of the bag and then push it into the tip again. And that'll kind of help poke that tip out. And then just go in, stuff the rest of the carrots. I used between 4 and 5 bags. I think I used 6 bags in one of them, and it was really firm, and I liked that, but I was like, did it need to be this firm? So here's the 2 seams. And you can see the sewn one doesn't look great, but we're gonna fix it. Before we do that, I'm gonna add the top, and I'm just going to take a running stitch around the top, which I was completely off screen for that, so I apologize. I'm gonna tighten it up, wrap the thread around once or twice, just to get it, make sure that it's extra tight, and then I'm going to just do a locking stitch and a little knot right here. So just do a couple of stitches, pass your thread through the loop, tie it off, and leave that thread on there. You don't have to cut that or anything. Now I'm doing the ladder stitch from the top of the carrot into the top, and when you go into the top, you want to make sure you grab a couple of pieces of the felt, just because those green pieces are pretty thin and you don't want them to rip, which they will. I mean, if you tug on them, if you pull on them, felt is not, it's not like regular fabric. It's very dense for what it is, but it's like, it's felt. It pulls apart if you tug on it. And then I'm tugging on the thread, making sure I'm holding the carrots. I'm not like gonna pop this thread or anything. And I'm just cinching it up. And when you cinch it up, all those wrinkles and stuff, they just kind of fade away because they get pulled tight. And that's how you make like the nicest finished top. And now this seam looks terrible. I knew it was going to look like that. I finished all my carrots by doing a ladder stitch. You don't have to do this. I mean, I did it because even this seam right here does not look good enough for me. It's going in a wreath. It really doesn't matter. If somebody's not going to be picking it up and holding it up to their face, you don't have to see it. And here's a close-up of the ladder stitch. Going on the top, taking a bite, going to the bottom, back to the top, so I'm forming little rungs across the seam. And then when I pull it, making sure you hold the carrot, that seam kind of disappears, and then you can kind of spread it out a little bit to relieve the tension, and it's just, I mean, you can't see any of the thread. It looks really nice. And here it is compared with the glued seam. I'm just going to do a little bit more of this so you can see the stitch. You just go in like a 1/4 inch with every stitch moving down. Pulling it tight, and those stitches disappear. And I'm always doing this where I'm rubbing them back and forth to distribute the plastic bag. So these are some other ones that I've sewn. I think if you want to do this, the best way to do it, where they look the best and they're quicker, is to glue the seam in the beginning, glue the carrots together, flip it inside out, put the top in, ladder stitch set down, and then ladder stitch the seam. So it saves you the step of using the running stitch on the seam, when we did it the second time. But it's up to you. You might be fine with that glued one. This is one right here that I'm showing you that was glued and then stitched, and it's got a lot of stuffing in it, and these are, bendier. That one's got a lot of stuffing in it. I don't know why I'm testing all of them out. So yeah, glue all of them, sew all of them, glue them, then sew them, wrap some twine around the top. I mean, they're pretty easy. Just when you're making your pattern, don't make it, you know, you have that tendency to want to go like into an extreme point like a carrot would be. Don't go too pointy on the tip because you're never going to be able to turn it out. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any comments or questions below, I know this is like a weird video, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I'm always pretty good about getting back to my comments, I think. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you Monday with something new. Like, comment, subscribe, you know. Bye-bye.